Bahunam Janmanam Ante Gyanavam Mam Prapadyante Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabha. So, if you go the path of knowledge, you will pass so many lifetimes, fine-tuning your knowledge. And then at some point, you may get the inspiration that actually Vasudeva Sarvamiti, that Krishna is everything. But he said, Samahatma Sudurlabha, such a great soul is very rare. Especially the one who goes this path. It's very difficult. Those whose intelligence has been stolen by material desires surrender unto demigods and follow the particular rules and regulations of worship according to their own natures. This is especially for those who are there in India. In the West, very less people worship demigods, of course. But in India, it's a big practice because they say it doesn't matter who, you worship Shiva, Ganesh, Durga, Hanumandi, and my grandfather, everything's the same. Yeah? Not everything's the same. Krishna says, actually, those who has very less intelligence, whose intelligence is stolen by material desires, they go to demigods. Because demigods is just the agents of God, and they are like you and me, same souls, but have much more power. Like you have, let's say, our body or elephant body. Elephant body has in some area much more to offer than our body. Or the body of of a tiger can run so fast, so very strong, not compared to our body. But this is just example. But the demigods, they have very special body which made of a subtle energy. Their intelligence is much more developed as ours, and their character is very often much more elevated than ours. So they have powers. Some can control the rain. We cannot control the rain. Some can control the wind and the ocean. So they have particular. But it's just because they are given this power by the Lord, they can do it. If Krishna takes it away, they can do nothing. They will be paralyzed and totally handicapped. So that's who are demigods. And if they given something to us just because they are allowed to do this by Supreme Personality, because they are in themselves very good, very often very good souls, so it is their it's their business. Whoever asks them, they give. There's some particular rules, and if somebody is fulfilling these rules, they give. But they don't think if it's good for a person or not. It's not their business. But Krishna, he never gives it if it's bad for us, for our spiritual advancement. So he's much more considerate in this sense. But people do not care. They just want to get something. And of course, nowadays, who worship in demigods, mostly everybody says, I do myself, I work hard and, extra hours, 12 hours, 14 hours, and I make my fortune myself. So even lower than this, even lower than the approach. Demigods, it's much more advanced stage. Nowadays, people's intelligence is much more stolen than, Krishna also knows this, but he speaks now about those who kind of on somewhere in the middle of the, of the stupidity scale. I am in everyone's heart as a super soul. As soon as one desires to worship some demigod, I make his face steady so that he can devote himself to a particular deity. Now this is very important verse. Yeah? Yo yam yam tanum bhakta shraddhayar chitum ichhati tasya tasya chalam shradham tameva vidatamyaham. So what Krishna is saying, you know what God of Bible says. I am the jealous God. Somebody who worship other gods, I will kill until he's dead. Yeah? I kill you until you're dead. Here Krishna says, if you want to worship somebody, be my guest. I'm not fanatical, neither jealous. God is he's detached. He's not jealous. He said, if you want, I will give you strength to put your faith in this. If you want to worship demigods, no problem. Now you will think, this is the God. If you want to, I give you strength, I give you power, I give you faith in this. Because your desire, I am the super soul, I am your servant. Please, believe. But then, you will reap the results. You want it badly, like a small child. I want it. And the father says, no, please, not. No, you cannot do it. I want it. Okay. Yes.
I have a question. But is it not possible that these demigods, step by step, open our heart to get Krishna?
Yes.
Is it not possible to go to Ganesha and so on?
Possible.
Because if I only can speak for me, I don't can get Krishna in 5, 6 years before. I must go through these steps.
Yes, that's the point. If we have a sincere heart, the worship of demigod elevating is not degrading, actually. It is, if we worship demigods, then we go up slowly. On this case, you went up quicker. And so the point is, actually, it's not bad, but it's not to compare to worship Krishna. So intelligence is not the highest, but it is really the way up. Anyhow, it's a way up. That's true. If we follow the Vedas at any stage, the Vedas are structured in such a way that we get elevated. The problem is that very often people start following the Vedas and then they get some results and they stop to because they got stuck in what they want and they think, because to worship demigods really it's so much rules and regulations how you do it right. It's very complicated. Karma kanda is a mega complicated thing. If you do one small thing wrong, nothing works. It was so complicated. But if you do everything right, you get elevated and you get the result also. Bhakti is much more simple. Just the heart matters. Of course, we have external rules and regulations of cleanliness, of refraining from sinful activity, just to it's helpful. Not because there's two ways, to process. You roar in the boat, and also you put the anchor out. So you can roar the boat and have your anchor, stuck in the bottom. Then you can roar. It's also good because after roaring for a long time and seeing I'm staying in one place, you remember, I need to put the anchor out. So there's a result of roaring. So there will be first result. Then you put it out and then you start going further. Yeah? So roaring is always good. It's worse to put the anchor out and do not roar. Then you anyhow don't go anywhere. You just sit in there with anchor, without anchor. You just stay in one place. So roaring is, positive thing is most important than the, like we say, negative. But it's important to stop doing some bad stuff, and then you start progressing.